Discovery of the Deep Blue, Mysteries of Underwater Diving. Introduction to Underwater Diving. 1. Definition and importance of underwater diving. Underwater diving is an activity that people use to move freely underwater, explore, observe marine life and explore underwater environments. Divers are equipped with a diving tube, scuba, diving suits, and other equipment that allows them to breathe using diving equipment. The importance of underwater diving comes from several aspects. Exploration and research. Underwater divers explore the depths of oceans, seas, lakes, and other bodies of water to explore unknown areas. Scientists, biologists, and researchers use underwater diving to study underwater ecosystems and underwater natural resources. Marine biology and ecosystems. It provides important data about underwater diving activities, sea creatures, coral reefs, aquatic plants, and other ecosystems. This information can be used to conduct research in marine biology and ecology, support conservation efforts, and help protect species. Tourism and recreation. Underwater diving is a popular activity in the tourism and recreation industry. Diving enthusiasts join diving holidays to explore the beauty of different parts of the world, observe colorful coral reefs, and interact with sea creatures. This contributes to the tourism industry and supports local economies. Personal development. Underwater diving develops personal development skills such as self-confidence, discipline, stress management, and responsibility. While diving, divers learn to trust themselves, improve their balance skills, and experience the importance of teamwork. Underwater diving plays an important role in different areas such as conservation of natural resources, understanding of marine ecosystems, tourism, and personal experiences. At the same time, it offers unforgettable experiences to nature lovers, adventure seekers, and those who want to explore marine life. History and evolution of diving. The history of diving dates back to ancient times, as humans have been diving for exploration and utilizing underwater resources for thousands of years. Here are some important milestones in the history and evolution of diving. Ancient period. 4500 BCE. Evidence suggests that divers in ancient Egypt engaged in underwater hunting in the Nile River. 3200 BCE. Divers were used in Egypt to retrieve objects from sunken ships in the Nile River. Ancient Greek and Roman period. 5th century BCE. During the ancient Greek era, divers were known to dive for repairing amphorae and retrieving treasures from shipwrecks. 1st century CE. In the Roman Empire, divers were employed for ship repairs, harbor construction, and underwater defense systems. Middle Ages. 16th century. Italian philosopher and scientist Leonardo da Vinci worked on the design of diving equipment and devised devices for breathing underwater. Modern era. 1772. British diver John Lethbridge developed diving suits for salvaging items from sunken ships. 1825. British diver William James invented the first diving helmet. 1865. French diver Benoit Roquereau and French engineer Auguste Deneros invented the aqualung, the first pressurized air tank. Modern period. 20th century. Significant advancements in diving equipment were made, making underwater diving more accessible. 1943. French naval officer Jacques-Yves Cousteau and French engineer Émile Gagnan developed the modern diving regulator. 1960s. Diving activities became popular in various fields, including commercial diving, submarine exploration, scientific research, and recreational diving. Present day. Continuous advancements in diving equipment and techniques have made underwater diving safer and more accessible. Today, diving is practiced as a recreational activity by millions of people, and there are many professionals working underwater. Diving has become both a recreational pursuit and an important tool for scientific research and the discovery of natural resources. Types of diving: free diving, scuba diving, technical diving. Diving encompasses various types and disciplines. Here are some commonly known types of diving. Free diving. Free diving involves diving underwater without the use of breathing equipment, relying solely on breath holding. Freedivers test their limits to see how deep they can descend and how long they can stay underwater on a single breath. This type of diving is also used for competitions such as deep diving or breaking diving records. Scuba diving. Scuba, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Diving is a type of diving where the diver uses a diving cylinder, usually a tank and regulator, to supply pressurized air for breathing underwater. With scuba diving, divers can stay underwater for longer periods and explore more extensively. Technical diving. Technical diving refers to deep, prolonged, and technically challenging dives performed using more complex equipment and diving techniques. These dives often require additional training and experience and are conducted in challenging conditions such as deep waters, cave diving, or wreck diving. Wreck diving. Wreck diving involves diving to discover and explore human-made objects such as sunken ships, shipwrecks, or structure remnants. Wreck diving can be done for historical research, archaeological studies, or rescue operations, among other purposes. Cave diving. Cave diving is a type of diving that involves entering and exploring natural underwater caves. It is a dangerous and technically challenging form of diving that requires specialized training, equipment, and experience. Cave diving can present difficulties such as limited visibility within cave systems and narrow passages. These are just a few common types of diving, and there are many other specialized types of diving in the diving world. The equipment, skills, and training requirements can vary depending on the type of diving. 3. Underwater ecosystems and diversity. Coral reefs, marine life, and vegetation. Coral reefs are highly diverse ecosystems in terms of marine life and vegetation. Corals, with their calcium carbonate skeletons, provide habitats for numerous organisms. Here are some important species found in coral reefs. Coral reefs. Coral reefs are large structures formed by the calcium carbonate skeletons of coral polyps. Over time, these structures accumulate and form coral reefs. Corals thrive in warm and shallow waters, typically in areas where light can easily penetrate. Coral reefs are found in oceans around the world and are significant ecosystems. Corals. Corals are the fundamental living components of coral reefs. They are invertebrate animals that live in a polyp form. Corals with their calcareous skeletons form the basic building blocks of reefs with their hard, branching, or horn-like structures. Additionally, corals have a symbiotic relationship with photosynthetic algae called zooxanthellae. These algae provide corals with their colors and energy, while corals provide them with nutrients through their waste products. Fish. Coral reefs serve as important habitats and food sources for numerous fish species. Reef fish are renowned for their colorful and diverse varieties. The complex structures of corals provide hiding places and hunting opportunities for fish. Reef fish, along with other fish, crustaceans, and invertebrates, contribute to maintaining the balance of the reef ecosystem. Examples include clownfish, damselfish, parrotfish, angelfish, spongefish, and wrasses. Invertebrates. Coral reefs host various invertebrate species. These include soft corals, sea anemones, sea urchins, sea snails, sea cucumbers, starfish, and sponges. These invertebrates contribute to the diversity of coral reefs and have various ecological roles. For example, sea snails and starfish play important roles in cleaning reefs and controlling the population of other organisms. Vegetation. The vegetation in coral reefs includes underwater algae and some aquatic plant species. Algae are essential components of the reef's food chain, as they produce oxygen through photosynthesis. Additionally, some aquatic plant species can be found in reefs, although they are less common and limited in number. There is a complex interaction between coral reefs, marine life, and vegetation. Organisms benefit from the structures of corals for shelter and food, while corals live symbiotically with algae and obtain energy from them. Vegetation plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the reef ecosystem and is a fundamental component of the food chain. Natural and human-induced threats underwater. Underwater ecosystems face both natural factors and human-induced threats. Here are some natural and human-induced threats underwater. Natural threats. Climate change. Climate change significantly affects underwater ecosystems. Effects such as rising water temperatures, sea level rise, and ocean acidification negatively impact coral reefs and other underwater habitats. Coral bleaching, caused by the disruption of the symbiotic relationship between corals and algae, is a significant threat to coral reefs and can lead to their death. Storms and hurricanes. Severe storms and hurricanes can cause significant damage to underwater ecosystems. High wave energy can result in reef fragmentation and destruction. Additionally, the physical damage to the organisms that build reefs and the disruption of their habitats can occur. Seafloor seismic activity. Earthquakes and seismic activity occurring on the seafloor can impact underwater ecosystems. Large-scale earthquakes can generate underwater seismic waves and tsunamis, causing damage to reefs and habitats and leading to species mortality. Diseases and parasites. Underwater ecosystems can be affected by various diseases and parasites. Some diseases can have a severe impact on underwater diving techniques and proper breathing. Diving techniques and proper breathing are crucial for comfortable and efficient diving underwater. Here is some information about diving techniques and proper breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing. One of the most important techniques for proper breathing in diving is diaphragmatic breathing. The diaphragm is used instead of chest muscles to allow us to breathe deeply and in a controlled manner. Diaphragmatic breathing starts with the expansion of the abdominal area. As we inhale, we focus on expanding the abdomen outward rather than raising the chest cavity. This allows more air to enter our lungs and increases oxygen intake. When exhaling, the abdominal area contracts inward. Diaphragmatic breathing helps you take in more oxygen and expel more carbon dioxide. Slow and controlled breathing. Divers should focus on breathing slowly and in a controlled manner. It is important to exhale smoothly and silently while taking deep breaths. Taking quick and shallow breaths can increase oxygen consumption and shorten dive times. Slow and controlled breathing relaxes your body, helps you conserve energy, and enables you to stay underwater for longer periods. Silent breathing. When breathing underwater, you should strive to breathe silently. This minimizes the production of bubbles and avoids disturbing underwater creatures. Breathing silently also helps conserve energy and allows for longer dives. To breathe silently, simply lightly close your lips while exhaling in a slow and controlled manner. Breath control. Divers need to learn how to control their breath. Adjusting the duration of exhalation and breath holding is important for maintaining pressure balance and balance during the dive. When holding your breath, be cautious and avoid straining. You can improve your breath control by gradually increasing the duration of breath holding and practicing regularly. However, it is important to be aware of limits and stay within safe boundaries regarding breath holding time. Stress control. Managing stress during diving is closely related to proper breathing techniques. When you're stressed, your body tends to breathe faster and more shallowly. This increases oxygen consumption and can lead to energy loss. Therefore, it is important to calm down and take deep breaths during stressful moments. Deep breathing induces relaxation in the body, reduces stress levels, and enhances your diving experience. To improve diving techniques and proper breathing skills, it is important to exercise regularly, practice breathing techniques, and gain experience. Professional diving training and guidance from an experienced diving instructor can also help you further develop your proper breathing skills. 6. Balance and body position underwater. Balance and body position underwater are essential skills for divers. Good balance and proper body position allow you to move comfortably underwater, conserve energy, and make the underwater experience more enjoyable. Here are some points to consider for achieving balance and body position underwater. Surface position. It is important to start the dive in the correct position on the surface. Your body should be parallel to the surface of the water. Your head, shoulders, and hips should be aligned. This allows divers to enter the water comfortably and have a balanced start. Foot position. Foot position is an important component of balance and body position underwater. You can keep your feet together or slightly apart. Avoid curling or bending your feet too forcefully as it can disturb your balance. Controlling your feet helps you maintain better balance underwater. Movement in arms and legs. Your arms and legs play an important role in maintaining balance and movement underwater. You can extend your arms to the sides or in front of you. Keeping your legs slightly bent or straight helps maintain balance. This helps you avoid being dragged or losing balance during the dive. Head position. The position of your head is another factor that affects balance underwater. You should align your head properly. Lifting the back of your head too high can raise your feet and disrupt your balance. Properly aligning your head provides better balance underwater. Movement underwater. When moving underwater, it is important to maintain your body position. Keeping your body straight and horizontal minimizes water resistance and allows for more efficient progress. You can use your legs slightly to prevent dragging. Additionally, keeping your arms by your sides or in front of you helps maintain better balance underwater. Balance adjustments. You may need to make small adjustments to maintain balance underwater. Breathing can be a factor that affects body position. Taking deep breaths can cause your body to move upward, so be mindful when breathing. Additionally, you can use diving belts and weight systems to regulate the distribution of your body weight. To improve balance and body position underwater, it is important to exercise regularly, receive diving training, and gain experience. Being guided by a diving instructor helps you learn and practice proper body position. 7. Dive tables and dive planning. Dive tables and dive planning are methods used by divers to ensure safe diving practices. These tables assist in calculating factors such as dive depth, duration, and ascent time. Diving is an activity carried out underwater, and divers can engage in dives at various depths and durations. However, due to increased pressure underwater, the diver's body becomes saturated with nitrogen gas. If divers ascend too quickly without allowing the nitrogen gas to be slowly and controlledly eliminated from their bodies, the nitrogen can rapidly escape, leading to a serious health condition known as decompression sickness. Therefore, divers utilize dive tables or dive computers to plan their dives and ascend safely. These tools aid in the calculation of factors such as dive depth, duration, and ascent time. Dive tables are typically in the form of circular or tabular charts. These tables indicate ascent times and decompression stops based on dive depth and duration. Ascent time is crucial for controlling the absorption of nitrogen in the body. If a diver exceeds the designated ascent time specified in the table, they may need to adhere to decompression stops. Dive computers, on the other hand, are electronic devices equipped with modern technology. These devices allow divers to monitor their dive profiles in real time and calculate data such as dive depth, duration, and nitrogen accumulation. Dive computers assist divers in creating more accurate and safe dive plans based on their personal parameters, age, gender, diving history, etc. Dive planning includes the following factors. Depth. The planned dive depth affects the dive duration and ascent time. Deeper dives may require longer ascent times. Duration. The planned dive duration affects nitrogen accumulation in the body. Longer dives may necessitate extended ascent times or decompression stops. Nitrogen accumulation. Divers experience nitrogen accumulation underwater. Therefore, dive duration and depth impact nitrogen accumulation and determine ascent time. Decompression stops. Dive tables or dive computers can determine decompression stops. These stops are made to gradually reduce nitrogen accumulation in the body. Number of divers. In the case of group dives, the number of divers and the dive profiles of others must be considered. This is important for ensuring safety during group dives. Other factors to consider during dive planning may include air temperature, water conditions, visibility, and characteristics of the dive site. Dive planning enables divers to engage in diving safely and minimizes risks such as decompression sickness. However, each dive can be unique, and divers should plan according to their diving abilities, experience, and physical condition. It is always important to work with a trained diver or dive expert and adhere to local diving regulations. 8. Advanced topics in scuba diving. When it comes to advanced scuba diving, we can say that advanced divers enhance their diving skills by learning more complex diving techniques and gaining experience. Here is some important information about advanced topics in scuba diving. Deep diving. Advanced divers acquire the ability to dive in deeper waters. Deep diving involves depths greater than 30 meters, requiring extra attention and preparation. It is important for divers to be aware of the risks associated with deep diving, such as nitrogen narcosis and oxygen toxicity. Technical diving. Advanced divers learn more complex diving techniques known as technical diving. This may include skills such as twin-set diving, side-mount diving, and closed-circuit rebreathers, CCR. Technical diving is performed in longer durations, greater depths, and more challenging dive environments. Dive equipment. Advanced divers become familiar with different dive equipment and learn to use them correctly. This may include dive computers, dive lights, dive knives, side-mount systems, and other technical diving equipment. Advanced divers develop skills in properly assembling, maintaining, and troubleshooting their equipment. Nitrox and other breathing gases. Advanced divers learn to use different breathing gases during dives. One example is nitrox, which is a mixture of nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrox reduces nitrogen accumulation, allowing for longer dive times. Other breathing gases include trimix, a mixture of helium, nitrogen, and oxygen, and closed-circuit rebreathers, CCR. Special training and certification are required to use these breathing gases. Dive planning and profile management. Advanced divers learn to perform more complex dive planning. Profile management involves careful calculation of factors such as dive depth, duration, decompression stops, and ascent time. Advanced divers use dive computers to monitor their dive profiles in real time and dive safely within the limits. Wreck diving. Advanced divers may develop an interest in wreck diving. This involves diving to explore sunken shipwrecks, aircraft wrecks, or other historical remains underwater. Wreck diving requires specialized training and experience in technical diving. Divers plan such dives taking into consideration the structure, depth, currents, and safety procedures associated with the wreck. Advanced scuba diving encompasses more complex diving skills and knowledge, often requiring specialized training and experience. Those aspiring to become advanced divers should allocate time to participate in advanced diving courses and gain practical experience. It is always important for divers to know their own limits, adhere to safety rules, and work with a trained dive instructor or expert. 9. Technical diving and deep diving. Technical diving and deep diving are more complex and challenging diving techniques that fall under advanced diving topics. Here are more detailed explanations of the concepts of technical diving and deep diving. Technical diving. Technical diving is a diving discipline that requires advanced diving skills and the use of specialized equipment. Such dives enable divers to operate in more challenging diving environments and perform more complex diving profiles. Some fundamental techniques used in technical diving include twin-set diving. Divers use 2 diving cylinders for their dives. This type of diving provides a greater reserve of breathing gas and allows for longer dive durations. Side-mount diving. Divers attach cylinders to their sides for diving. This technique offers increased freedom of movement and ease of cylinder management. Closed-circuit rebreathers, CCR. This refers to closed-circuit breathing systems. Divers use a system that recycles breathing gases, resulting in limited gas consumption and enabling longer dives and deeper underwater explorations. CCR is preferred for extended duration dives and deeper underwater expeditions. Technical dives require more planning, equipment knowledge, and skills. Divers must participate in specialized training and certification programs to learn these skills safely. Deep diving. Deep diving is the practice of diving at depths beyond the standard diving limits. Typically performed at depths greater than 30 meters, these dives provide divers with greater exploration and adventure opportunities. Some important considerations regarding deep diving include nitrogen narcosis and oxygen toxicity. As divers venture deeper, the tolerance for nitrogen and oxygen becomes more critical. Divers must carefully plan their dive duration and depth and take precautions against the risks of nitrogen narcosis and oxygen toxicity. Dive duration and decompression stops. Deep dives may involve shorter dive durations and require decompression stops. Divers must follow proper decompression stop protocols to control nitrogen accumulation and ascend safely. Secondary gas source. Carrying a secondary gas source for emergencies is crucial during deep dives. It serves as an important safety measure to ensure divers can ascend safely. Deep diving requires more experience, equipment, and dive planning. Divers should learn these skills through specialized training and certification programs and apply them safely. Technical diving and deep diving offer exciting and challenging dive experiences for advanced divers. However, safety should always be the top priority in both types of diving. Divers should know their limits, use appropriate equipment, create a good dive plan, and work with a trained dive buddy. Nitrogen narcosis and decompression sickness. Nitrogen narcosis and decompression sickness are two significant health concerns encountered in underwater diving. Here is more detailed information about each. Nitrogen narcosis. Nitrogen narcosis is a condition that arises from breathing gases under high pressure during deep dives. It typically occurs at depths and pressures where nitrogen exerts an anesthetic effect on brain tissues. Symptoms usually intensify with increased depth and pressure. Nitrogen narcosis can affect a diver's concentration, decision-making ability, and motor skills. There is no specific treatment for nitrogen narcosis, but symptoms generally resolve spontaneously as depth decreases and pressure normalizes. The key is to prevent the onset of narcosis. Therefore, the following measures should be taken to reduce the risk of nitrogen narcosis during deep dives. Adhering to depth limits. It is important to adhere to established depth limits and dive plans during deep dives. As depth increases, the risk of narcosis also increases, so exceeding established depth limits should be avoided. Slow ascent. Rapidly ascending to the surface increases the risk of narcosis. It is crucial to ascend slowly and in a controlled manner after a dive. Proper gas mixture. Divers can use respiratory gases with less narcotic effects than nitrogen during deep dives. For example, a mixture called trimix can help reduce the risk of narcosis. Decompression sickness. Decompression sickness, DCS, is a health issue that occurs due to the accumulation of nitrogen in body tissues. During long dives and rapid ascents to the surface in deep dives, nitrogen can form bubbles in tissues, leading to pain, discomfort, and other symptoms in areas such as joints, nerves, muscles, skin, and the central nervous system. The treatment for decompression sickness involves undergoing hyperbaric oxygen therapy at a hyperbaric oxygen treatment center. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy helps dissolve nitrogen bubbles in the body and provides additional oxygen. To prevent decompression sickness, the following precautions should be taken. Proper decompression procedures. Adhering to established depth limits and decompression procedures during dives is crucial. This helps control nitrogen accumulation and prevents bubble formation. Ascent rate. When ascending, it is important to adhere to the prescribed decompression times and rates. Rapid ascent increases the risk of decompression sickness. Proper planning and dive profile. Dive planning and dive profiles are important for accurately calculating decompression times. Using a reliable dive computer and following the correct timings are essential. Nitrogen narcosis and decompression sickness can be serious health concerns in underwater diving. Therefore, divers must undergo proper training, adhere to limits, use appropriate equipment, and plan their dives carefully. Divers should pay attention to dive limits and safety precautions for a safe and smooth diving experience. 11. Underwater photography and videography. Underwater photography and videography offer a unique experience to document the beauty and marine life beneath the surface. However, capturing images underwater comes with its own set of challenges. Here are some conditions and guidelines to follow for underwater photography and videography. Equipment selection. Underwater camera. You need to use a waterproof camera or a camera with an underwater housing for underwater shots. The camera should be able to withstand water pressure and capture high-resolution photos and videos underwater. Lighting. Underwater, light diminishes, colors fade, and contrast decreases. Therefore, it's important to use underwater lighting systems to provide adequate illumination. Lighting equipment such as studio lights, strobes, or underwater dive lights can be used. Lenses and filters. When shooting underwater, using the right lenses and filters is crucial. Color correction filters help balance the blue hues and achieve more natural colors. Wide-angle or macro lenses also provide versatility in your shots. Underwater shooting techniques. Stabilization. Underwater environments can have waves and currents that can affect your shots. Using a tripod or underwater stabilization systems can make your shots clearer and more stable. Close-ups. Underwater, objects often appear farther away. To capture good shots, it's important to get closer to the subjects and capture details. You can use macro lenses or lens diopters to emphasize details. Composition. Composition is important for capturing great shots. Pay attention to placing objects in a way that creates a sense of depth and perspective underwater. Arrange your shots based on foreground, background, or the underwater landscape's features. General tips for underwater photography and videography. Diving training. It's important to receive proper diving training for underwater shooting. Being aware of the underwater environment and diving safety will make your shoots more comfortable and secure. Planning and preparation. Gather information about the dive site to plan your shots. Set your goals and create a plan for your underwater shoots. Also, ensure you have enough air supply and battery life. Be mindful. When shooting underwater, it's important to be mindful of your surroundings and other divers. Take care not to harm marine life or disturb the natural environment while capturing your shots. Experiment and be creative. Experimentation and creativity are essential in underwater photography and videography. By trying different angles, perspectives, and shooting techniques, you can capture unique and captivating visuals. Since underwater photography and videography require experience, you'll improve your skills over time. Practicing, shooting in various underwater environments, and learning from other underwater photographers will be beneficial for your progress. 12. World's best diving spots. There are many magnificent diving spots around the world. Here are some of the best diving spots in the world. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef, the world's largest reef system, is famous for its colorful coral reefs and diverse marine life. You can join diving tours from points like Cairns, Port Douglas, or the Whitsunday Islands. Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. The Galapagos Islands, listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, are famous for their endemic species and unique marine life. Here, you can observe various species such as whale sharks, sea turtles, and marine iguanas. Raja Ampat, Indonesia. Raja Ampat is a rich underwater paradise in terms of biodiversity. It is renowned for its colorful coral reefs and thousands of fish species and other marine creatures. Maldives. The Maldives is known for its turquoise waters, white sandy beaches, and rich marine life. You can observe a variety of marine creatures, including colorful fish, sharks, and rays, in the coral reefs. Palau. Palau is famous for its underwater caves, rock formations, and enchanting marine life. You can explore dive sites filled with coral gardens, sharks, manta rays, and other underwater creatures. Komodo Island, Indonesia. Komodo Island attracts attention with its colorful coral gardens and large marine life. Sharks, rays, sea turtles, and other interesting species can be observed here. Sipadan Island, Malaysia. Sipadan Island is a renowned diving spot with distinctive underwater topography. It is frequently visited by large fish, sharks, turtles, and vibrant corals. Silfra, Iceland. Silfra is famous for its crystal clear water and the opportunity to dive between the Eurasian and American continents' fissure. Diving in glacial water here provides a unique experience. These are just a few examples, as there are many other incredible diving spots around the world. Each region offers a different experience with its unique underwater landscapes and marine creatures. There are also suitable locations for underwater photography. Here are some recommended places for underwater photography. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is one of the world's largest and most famous reef systems. It is renowned for its colorful coral reefs, diverse marine life, and captivating underwater scenery. You can join diving tours from Cairns, Port Douglas, or the Whitsunday Islands to explore the Great Barrier Reef. Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. The Galapagos Islands are famous for their unique marine life and endemic species. Here, you can observe whale sharks, sea turtles, marine iguanas, and many other species. One of the best options for underwater photography in the Galapagos Islands is to join diving tours departing from Santa Cruz Island. Raja Ampat, Indonesia. Raja Ampat is one of the most biologically diverse underwater regions in the world. Here, you can encounter colorful coral reefs, thousands of fish species, sea turtles, starfish, and many other underwater creatures. Maldives. The Maldives is known for its turquoise waters, white sandy beaches, and rich marine life. By diving in the Maldives, you can explore colorful fish, sharks, rays, and other marine creatures in the coral reefs. Cocos Island, Costa Rica. Cocos Island is famous for its great diversity of marine life and large fish species. Here, you can observe giant sharks, manta rays, sea turtles, and other large marine animals. To dive in Cocos Island, you can join liveaboard tours. Palau. Palau is known for its underwater caves, rock formations, and captivating marine life. You can discover dive sites filled with coral gardens, sharks, manta rays, and colorful fish. These are just a few examples, as there are many other fantastic diving spots and suitable areas for underwater photography around the world. Each region has its unique features that can enrich your underwater experience. 13. Famous diving destinations and their features. There are numerous famous diving destinations around the world. Here are some renowned diving spots and their features. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef, the world's largest reef system, spans over 2,300 kilometers and hosts thousands of species. It is famous for its colorful coral formations, fish, sea turtles, sharks, and other marine life. Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. Listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Galapagos Islands are an underwater paradise with unique and endemic species. Giant tortoises, marine iguanas, manta rays, sharks, and other large marine creatures can be observed here. Raja Ampat, Indonesia. Raja Ampat is one of the world's most biodiverse underwater regions. It is renowned for its vibrant coral reefs, fish, seahorses, sharks, and other marine life. Maldives. The Maldives is famous for its turquoise waters, white sandy beaches, and rich underwater life. Coral reefs, sharks, rays, sea turtles, and colorful fish can be observed here. Cocos Island, Costa Rica. Cocos Island is known for its abundant marine life diversity and large fish species. You can observe large sharks, manta rays, sea turtles, and other significant marine creatures here. Sipadan Island, Malaysia. Sipadan Island is famous for its rich marine life and distinctive underwater topography. Large fish, sharks, sea turtles, and colorful corals can be observed here. Komodo Island, Indonesia. Komodo Island captivates divers with its colorful coral gardens and rich marine life. Sharks, rays, sea turtles, and other intriguing species can be observed here. Silfra, Iceland. Silfra is renowned for its crystal-clear water located in the fissure between the Eurasian and American continents. Diving in the glacial water here offers a unique experience. These are just a few examples, and there are many more famous diving destinations worldwide. Each of them has distinct features and underwater landscapes, offering a variety of experiences. Turkey, with its rich underwater life and diverse diving spots, is a fantastic destination for divers and underwater photographers. Here are some of the best diving and underwater photography locations in Turkey. Kos. Kos is one of Turkey's most popular diving centers. It offers rich coral reefs, underwater caves, shipwrecks, and various marine creatures. Night dives are also quite popular. Photographers can capture images of colorful fish, sea turtles, rays, and more. Fethi Ölüdeniz. Ölüdeniz is a famous tourist destination in Turkey. It is an ideal place for diving with its warm waters and clarity. Here, you can observe coral gardens, seahorses, sponges, and colorful fish. Photographers can also capture impressive shots in underwater caves near the coastline. Bodrum. Bodrum is a popular tourist region known for its historical and natural beauty. Its underwater world is also very rich. You can dive in spots like Gumbit, Orak Island, and Kara Island. Here, you can observe jellyfish, sharks, sea turtles, and more. Antalya Alanya. Alanya is one of Turkey's popular holiday resorts. It offers rich coral reefs, underwater caves, and shipwrecks. You can dive in locations like Köprülü Canyon, Phosphorus Cave, and Kızılburun. Photographers can capture images of fish, sponges, sea snails, and other underwater creatures. Bodrum Gakova Bay. Gakova Bay in Bodrum is a diving area with magnificent natural beauty. You can dive in spots like Kokurtm, Orak Island, and Tavsan Island. Here, you can find colorful coral formations, underwater caves, and various marine creatures. Avalık Kunda Island. Avalık is a beautiful coastal town located in the Aegean Sea of Turkey. You can dive in the waters around Kunda Island. Here, you can find coral gardens surrounded by olive trees, shipwrecks, and marine creatures. Sea hares, seahorses, and colorful fish are also commonly seen. These are just a few of the best diving and underwater photography locations in Turkey. There are other regions with different features and underwater landscapes as well. It's always important to contact a dive center and gather information about local conditions before diving. İzmir Sezim District is a popular underwater diving and photography destination in Turkey. Here are some underwater diving spots and photography locations in Sezim. Batik Tug, sunken tugboat Batik Tug, located west of Sezim, is a popular spot among divers. This sunken wreck, situated at depths of up to 20 meters, is surrounded by colorful corals and marine life. Here, you can observe jellyfish, sponges, fish, and other underwater creatures. Kemalpaşa Island. Kemalpaşa Island, located in Sezim Bay, boasts a rich underwater life. Coral reefs, sea turtles, rays, colorful fish, and other marine creatures can be observed here. Diving around the island allows you to experience the diversity of different points. Kalemburnu. Kalemburnu in Sezim is famous for its clear waters and vibrant colors. It is usually suitable for shallow dives and offers an underwater scenery filled with colorful corals, sponges, and fish. It is also an interesting spot for photographers to capture captivating shots. Siflet Koyu, Farm Bay located in the south of Sezam, Siflet Koyu is an ideal spot for diving and underwater photography. Here, you can observe rich coral reefs, colorful fish, seahorses, and other underwater creatures. It also offers beautiful opportunities for underwater photography in shallow areas. Altinkum, one of Sezam's most popular beaches, is also suitable for diving. Here, you can see colorful corals, rays, sea turtles, and other marine life. It is an ideal spot for those who want to dive in shallow waters. These are some examples of underwater diving spots and photography locations in Sezam. Each location has its own unique features and underwater landscapes. It's always important to contact a dive center and gather information about local conditions before diving. 14. Diving vacation destinations and experiences. Diving vacations encompass many different destinations that offer unforgettable experiences for diving enthusiasts. Here are some popular diving vacation destinations and experiences. Maldives. The Maldives is renowned for its turquoise waters, white sandy beaches, and rich underwater life. Here, you can dive to observe colorful fish, sharks, rays, and sea turtles in coral reefs. Additionally, you can take advantage of luxury underwater accommodation options while diving in the Maldives. Bali, Indonesia. Bali is famous for its mesmerizing underwater landscapes and colorful coral gardens. Here, you can encounter sharks, sea turtles, rays, and other tropical fish. Furthermore, diving in Bali allows you to be surrounded by unique temples and natural beauty. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef, the world's largest reef system, is famous for its diverse diving spots and colorful coral reefs. Here, you can observe large fish, sea turtles, coral gardens, and other underwater creatures. Baja California, Mexico. Baja California is renowned for its rich marine life and large sea creatures in the Pacific Ocean. Here, you can encounter sharks, dolphins, whales, and sea lions. Additionally, the magnificent underwater caves are also remarkable in this region. Red Sea, Egypt. The Red Sea is famous for its clear waters, colorful coral reefs, and various underwater creatures. Here, you can see sharks, rays, sea turtles, sponges, and colorful fish. Dahab, Sharm el-Sheikh, and Hurghada are popular destinations for diving in this region. Cenotes, Mexico. The cenotes in Mexico are famous for their unique underwater cave system. Here, you can explore stunning cave landscapes by diving in crystal clear waters. Palau. Palau is famous for its underwater caves, rock formations, and large marine life. Here, you can observe sharks, manta rays, sea turtles, and colorful corals. Additionally, while diving in Palau, you can also explore shipwrecks from World War II. Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. The Galapagos Islands are famous for their endemic species and unique marine life. Here, you can observe giant sea turtles, marine iguanas, sharks, manta rays, and other large marine creatures. Each diving vacation destination offers unique experiences. Depending on your diving skills and interests, you can choose one of these destinations to have an unforgettable diving vacation. 15. Diving holiday destinations and experiences in Turkey. Turkey is a wonderful diving holiday destination with its rich underwater life, diverse diving spots, and beautiful coastline. Here are some popular diving holiday destinations in Turkey and the experiences for divers. Kos is one of the most popular diving centers in Turkey. It offers rich coral reefs, underwater caves, shipwrecks, and various marine species. Divers can observe colorful fish, sea turtles, stingrays, and many other species. Night dives are also popular in Kos, providing an opportunity to witness nocturnal marine life. Fethi Aludeniz. Aludeniz is a famous tourist area in Turkey and also a great place for diving. With its warm and clear waters, it offers divers an unforgettable experience. Here, you can observe coral gardens, seahorses, sponges, and colorful fish. The shipwrecks in Aludeniz are also fascinating for divers. Bodrum. Bodrum is a popular tourist destination known for its historical and natural beauty, and it is also ideal for underwater diving. You can dive in places like Gumbit, Orak Island, and Kara Island. In Bodrum, you can encounter jellyfish, sharks, sea turtles, and more. Bodrum also offers night dives. Antalya Alanya. Alanya is one of the popular holiday resorts in Turkey and has various diving spots. You can dive in places like Koprala Canyon, Phosphorus Cave, and Kızılburun. Here, you can observe fish, sponges, sea snails, and other underwater creatures. Avalık Kunda Island. Avalık is a charming coastal town located in the Aegean Sea and has beautiful diving spots. The waters around Kunda Island are filled with coral gardens, shipwrecks, and marine life. You can observe sea hares, seahorses, and colorful fish in these areas. Sezim. Sezim is a beautiful holiday resort in Izmir and offers options for underwater diving. In Sezim, you can explore colorful coral reefs, marine life, and underwater landscapes in places like Batik Tug, Kemalpaşa Island, and Siflik Bay. Sezim is also a great place for underwater photography. This is a general overview of the experiences in some of Turkey's popular diving areas. However, experiences and feelings may vary from person to person. I recommend referring to sources such as diver forums, social media groups,